If you're watching this video, it's for a reason. And that reason is you have seen through the illusion of money. You're somebody who probably has endlessly given, even though they've been burned, and still continue to give. You're somebody who walks in a room with such an open heart that it triggers some people who aren't on that level, but you don't stop shining your light. Even when others tell you to be cautious, to be careful, you're still like, what do I have to worry about? Nothing. You're somebody who is here to create such a great impact. You're almost probably an impact-driven entrepreneur, and you consciously create, and it's probably been the most confusing path up to this point and even seeing this video. But even in seeing this video, you're starting to realize you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and nothing can get in your way of being there. And then the greatest test appears in that knowing. You're like, I've made it. I've made it. I finally made it. I feel like I've made it through all my lessons, just to be met with a test to see, are you going to fawn? Are you going to fold? Are you going to stop shining your light, even though there's a little bit of distortion in your message of how others perceive it? And it's moments like these, the greatest tests show up for you. And these tests aren't meant to hurt you, even though they feel like it sometimes. It's when you can start seeing the silver lining in everything that you're mastering the level of mastery, which is a level beyond what I think is commonly known. But in the mastery phase is where you're like, yes, I've made it. Yes, I did it. God, thank you so much for everything you've given me and shown me to get to this point. But then the mastery of being a master comes in. And now you go from going in this prop plane that you could fly and maneuver in any direction, and you stepped into this rocket ship. And this rocket ship, you got excited when you first got in it, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's all these controls. This is way cooler than that prop plane. And these are just symbolisms. But essentially this prop plane could only go like maybe 40, 50, 60 miles per hour, and it had a couple buttons. But now you're an astronaut. You're in this space time travel machine, this spaceship, and you got to put on a helmet now. And there's all these gears and all these controls. And unlike the prop plane, you had a few, and now you have all these to play with. And your first reaction was probably similar to mine, and it's like, boop, 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 wow! And then you realize you just got your new test. You just got your new lesson. Now it's having access and ability to everything and everyone, but how do you use it? You know, you can go 1,000,000 miles per hour, but do you need to? You know, you can push every button in this spaceship. Do you have to? Some are there as tests, and every button you push, if you need to, or if you don't need to, some of these buttons really help, and they really will create an impact. They will create a balance. They will create love, trust, vulnerability, curiosity, or all these buttons. But some of these buttons you're not meant to touch. And if you touch those buttons, you activate tests. And in those tests, though they will create a little bit of disconnection, it's seeing the lesson in the test that will also bring you gifts. So, and that's as you get through the test, even though you're like, what is happening? This feels off. But when you start to trust that test actually brought you some medicine, some knowledge, and some wisdom, that's when you start passing the test. So the key here is to really understand that your reality has gone from this prop plane to this spaceship. And in this spaceship, it's fun. It goes fast. But do you need to go that fast? Do you need to push every button? But also follow your inner guide and your intuition. When it feels time to go fast, you can go fast. But when it feels time to slow down, you need to slow down. And yes, you don't know what all 1,000 of these buttons in this spaceship do. When you feel called to push one, you can push one. But to force to push some when you don't need to, that's the true mastery of this power and this whole concept of being in this spaceship. Are you going to go fast when you need to go slow? Are you going to push every button when you don't need to push every button? Or are you going to jump into the jet stream or the flow of the universe and go fast when you need to, slow down when you feel called, and also push buttons when you need to, but not push every button in it just because you can? And that is true mastery. And when you figure this all out, I'm so excited to see what you do with it and to see everything that comes into your life exactly how you know it's supposed to. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.